February is Bike-Wise month, which is a good idea. In the last 12 months, a dozen cyclists have been killed on our roads. 800 have been injured. Accidents investigators believe that in about 75% of those accidents, motorists were at fault. But many motorists will tell you that cyclists take risks that tempt fate. They are two very different points of view, obviously, and we decided to test them. We put Emma Keeling behind the wheel of a car and Lachlan Forsyth on his bike to illustrate both sides of the story.
Every cyclist has a story like this.
And every motorist has one like this.
Oh, see what he's done? There you go. Classic case. And he'll be the first one to complain about bad driving.
Yeah.
It's got to improve. Everybody would admit to that. Cyclists, all motorists would all admit that they could lift their game. I really believe that.
Just keeping your distance and giving yourself time to react to what's going on the road.
We all have to keep an eye out for the unexpected. I'm with AA driving instructor Matthew Harding. He's giving me tips on how motorists should behave around cyclists.
But you'll see here, this is shocking. You know, this is poor road design, and you know, here we are blaming all the drivers and things, but they've got to improve the roads. See, I'll be checking my blind spot there at the time. Okay.
So she's there.
So she's comfortably in the bus lane, which is quite safe for her to be there.
Yeah.
We also asked cycling advocate Patrick Morgan about how cyclists can make life easier for both themselves and motorists. He says cyclists can't be afraid to claim their space on the road.
As cyclists, though, are we being a little bit selfish about wanting to take up a whole lane just for ourselves?
The choice here is that it's really important for us to be responsible for our own safety. If that means someone behind us might be delayed by a few seconds, so be it.
Give plenty of room.
Ideally, motorists must leave a 1.5 metre gap between them and cyclists. But sometimes that just isn't possible. There's often a good reason why cyclists can't stay left.
The rule for cyclists is to keep out of the door zone. You never know when someone in a car might want to open the door. You can never be totally sure there's no one in the car. So my advice is to eliminate the risk by staying well clear of the door zone.
Once again, got the cycle lane, so...
Yeah, he's got the cycle lane and he's using it well, so that's good.
And it's just about to run out
runs
now.
Out here, so now and I don't have any problems using, if there's nothing in the flush medium, I don't have any problems using. You should be using, you know, use the full of the road. Don't try to keep left. And now you've got the opportunity, but you've got...
Then I've got the crossing coming up and it's going to get narrow again.
It's going to get narrow again, so...
So maybe just again let them go?
Yeah, let them go. And you could make contact with them there. You could turn around and say, look, you go, buddy. So he knows it's all good.
And that probably cost me, slowing down there probably cost me all of 5 seconds.
On occasion, all those lanes are going to come together, and that's when things can get messy. So when it comes to intersections, courtesy, common sense and communication are all important.
Well, you've got a multi-lane intersection here, so it is a challenging situation. What it's important for a person on a bike to do is to communicate with other road users. That means using really clear hand signals and using eye contact. Best of all, to turn around and look at the person behind you, give them a wave, give them a smile, let them know that you're there.
Cyclists, other cars, buses, all can be unpredictable. So drive defensively, not offensively.
So always thinking, okay, I see a situation, I see some hazards going up, what am I going to do about it if something goes wrong here? If someone pulls out, have an emergency plan.
Rather than thinking they shouldn't pull out, so I shouldn't have to look for anything else.
Yep.
Part of the message Patrick's keen to get across is that if cyclists want to be respected on the road, they have to earn it.
If it's a stop sign, you have to stop, whether you're driving or riding a bicycle. Simple as that.
We watch as a car runs a red light. Idiot. We've all had our moments of road rage. And cyclists don't help their cause when they ride the wrong way across 2 lanes of traffic, like this guy.
Oh, and that guy just gone straight through the middle.
No dramas.
Career.
Good. Yeah, cyclists have got a law just like everybody else does, and this is what, and then you see, like a car driver would see this, and they get upset, and they think, oh, bugger you, mate, and
that's when
things start going pear-shaped. Whereas, you know, 2 wrongs don't make a right. When we see cyclists do things like this, we're just going to move on. It's their life. If they're risking their own life, then that's so be it. That's their problem.
Our advice is to follow the rules, whether you're on a bicycle or driving. We know that not everyone on a bike follows the rules. There's a few rogues out there, and that's why the Cycling Advocates Network is running a Stop It Red campaign. We know that we need to clean up our act if we want respect from other road users.
Pack riders are another pet hate of many motorists, and Patrick says while they have every right to be there, they should also be thinking of drivers.
Yeah, we've all seen big groups of cyclists, going along the road, looking like they own the road. Well, first of all, you do have the right to use the road. Our advice is if you're riding with a bunch of mates is to pick a road that's quiet and choose a time of day which is not so busy.
But let's face it, a car is bigger, and motorists should remember they're unlikely to be the ones coming off second best.
So here, I'll just keep my distance a little bit more because I can't see what's going on around the corner. So I'll give myself time to react.
Finally, it has to be remembered there are many types of cyclists.
1.5 million people in New Zealand ride bikes, so it's all kind of people. We're familiar with the ninja biker who might be dressed in black and kind of like a stealth cyclist, but there's a lot of normal people that ride bikes. It might be your sister, your workmate, your neighbour. They might be just going down to the dairy or even riding to school. So the story is really about people, not about a cycling tribe versus a driving tribe.
The advice applies to both parties.
Be aware of what's around you.
Brush up on the road code.
Drive defensively.
And above all, be considerate.
And use common sense.
It's got to improve. It really has to improve. And I think everybody have to have a hard look at themselves in the mirror.
Emma Keeley and Lachlan Forsyth were reporting there. Pauline has just tweeted in, isn't it all just about being courteous, which kind of sums it up, really. Let's go back to Kapoi now. Earthquake Recovery Minister Jerry Brownlee has